Don't call it a comeback. We've been here for years. It's Parrish. It's Spencer. It's the P.O.S Show on Love Wrestling. And it's JPJ. Hello. Welcome. It is Saturday. Shit, this is the first time we've ever had to do this on a Saturday. Let's scrape this. It's Saturday morning. There is a pay-per-view this afternoon. WWE hosting SummerSlam, and of course, with a pay-per-view coming up, you know that we've got the P.O.S Show right here on Love Wrestling. Of course, it's brought to you by RK Athletics, as is all of the live content here on Love Wrestling. So make sure you show them some love at RK Athletics 1 on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever else they choose to be. You want to make sure you're getting up to date with the latest and greatest from them. They will help you get physically fit one-on-one in Edmonton if you're lucky enough to be there, or if you want to take advantage of the online that he provides. Feel encouraged to do so. Shit, this is nice. I get to sit next to a friend. I get to sit across from a friend over the virtual world and talk some WWE SummerSlam. JPJ, I'm going to kick off with you because Parrish, lots of love for you, but I see you pretty often on this show, what with it being our show. How are you? How are things? Welcome. Welcome to the P.O.S Show.
Yeah, I'm good, man. Day one was a success. We had some fun yesterday, did some good stuff. I'm really excited for SummerSlam tonight. Should be good. But yeah, no, yesterday was a blast. I got to meet you in person for the first time, which was a major plus.
I'm pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to toot your horn too much, but yeah.
Toot.
So far so good, man. Looking forward to this and tonight and the rest of the weekend.
Good to hear, man. Parrish, our eye in the sky, our Edmonton correspondent. How you doing, brother?
I'm actually St. Albert. We're a little bit ahead of the Edmonton. I mean, come on.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean,
I'll give you that because I know somebody would, if somebody called me for being from Edmonton, I would be pulling the same with the Sherwood Park card.
Of all people. But
I know. I've earned that.
I mean, Edmonton used to be the city of champions, but it's now St. Albert, baby. The home of the Love Wrestling Elite Champion.
Yes, the home of the Love Wrestling Elite Champion, Chris Parrish. However, that changes today.
I was going to say, hold on to that
changes
title.
all day today because we have a great card lined up for you guys on the SummerSlam end. We have a great show lined up for you guys on the SummerSlam end because we will be predicting the great show that WWE has lined up for us. It's going to be good. Make sure that you guys in the comment section as well. Feel free to throw your thoughts, your comments, your questions, your concerns, your anything having to do with the SummerSlam in there because we are always happy to take your questions, get your thoughts, have a chat because that's what we're here to do today. But before we start to do that, Parrish, I'm gonna let you pick as we say hello to our friends Astrid and Joe. Happy birthday.
Joe.
Yeah, handsome stud. You let you pick the first match that we hop into. Usually I select. I'll let you take it as the champ here, friend. You let us know where we're kicking it off.
I'm actually going to even show it, and I think this is the perfect match to open up the show. AJ Styles and Omos versus RK Bro for the Raw Tag Team Championships.
To open it up, I like that call, to be honest with you. Like, it's a bad way to put it, but there aren't a lot of great openers on this card. There are a lot of matches that are attempted main events. You know what I mean? But there aren't a lot that like kick the card off. To be honest with you, like the match I think is going to kick it off. I think they're going to start her with Seth Rollins and Edge.
That was one of the options. Yeah.
If I was to book this show, like in terms of match order, I'd make sure this is more closer to the middle in case you do have a lull, because you know that match is going to bring it back.
Yeah, that's fair too.
And that's kind of exactly where I would have it. And I think this is like, I mean, come on, this is one of the best stories I think going into SummerSlam. Just one of the most natural with Randy Orton, who I think is one of the best storytellers in all of pro wrestling.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you there at all, man. Like it's nuts what that guy's been able to accomplish in a relatively short amount of time when you look at the grand scheme of the WWE. I'm real excited for this one, dude. Like you said, it's about the most interesting story, or at least one of the most interesting stories heading into SummerSlam this year. And I think you and I have talked about this ad nauseum, Parrish, so I'll keep her short and sweet. But like, I've loved what they've done with Omos and AJ Styles. Maybe the booking hasn't been fantastic at some points, but their relationship is outstanding. I love the way that they play off of each other. I like the way that they're goofy but not comedy. They still obviously get out there and kick some ass. I think they're losing it tonight, though. I don't see them retaining their Raw Tag Team Championships. And I'm going to go one step further. I think Randy Orton turns after the match. I think they win the titles, and I think Orton turns. All right. They're going to go very Dean Ambrose with this one, and it frustrates me.
I think Matt Riddle. Yes, I'm calling him Matt because I think first names matter. But no, before I do that, to touch on your point, I think this whole tag team between AJ and Omos depended on the relationship between Omos and AJ Styles. I think if they didn't have chemistry, or didn't show that there was chemistry, it wouldn't have worked. So the fact that got naturally and organically better over the time, I think the more people got invested in that tag team. But I think Matt Riddle hits AJ Styles with an RKO to win the Raw Tag Team Championships.
I would have no issue with that whatsoever. Ed hopping in the chat, and you were bang on. That is the handsome Joel Pearl in the background. We've got a celebrity guest appearance on the show. We couldn't afford to get him on for a speaking role, though. So, Joel, can we get a shout? Perfect. You paid for a thumbs up. Works great. But, of course, the only thing that I disagree with there in the comments section, Astrid, I got a lot of love for you, but by no means my sus this morning. I think I'm doing okay on that. And Ron, good to see you as well in there. JPJ.
Yeah.
Thoughts? We've got RK Bro. We've got AJ Styles. We've got the colossal Omos.
Yeah, I think RK Bro, I think that's been the best story on Raw for a long time.
Yeah, man.
I think that's the best thing that they've been telling. I think this is a moment that the fans and the crowd are waiting. They want to see RK Bro win those titles. And I think that's what we're going to see. I don't think we're getting any turn or anything yet. I think that's inevitable down the line.
Yeah.
I do like Parrish's idea of Riddle winning the championships with an RKO. That's clever.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking, I don't know how it happens, but because he already just did off the elbow, he hit an RKO with Orton, but I'm thinking Orton's going to hit some cool-ass version of the RKO like he always does.
Well,
and he's going to win the title.
I like, too, that they've sort of tied in this, like, second story of, like, he hasn't literally at all been able to hit the RKO on Omos. I think that's been a nice little touch to it, too.
Maybe they figure it out with him taking it, maybe, and that's how. But I got RK Bro.
I swear, if Omos gets pinned today, I am going to not be surprised, and B.
I mean, you can't be surprised.
Be pretty frustrated with it. So, Parrish, does that mean we are unanimous? Are we all simpatico on this one? Are we all going RK Bro for the RAW Tag Team Championships?
Yes, and I just wanted to put this one out. Imagine if Omos is standing in the corner, AJ is on top of his shoulders, and Randy Orton hits an RKO on Omos while Riddle comes off the top and hits an RKO on AJ Styles. And you get it in unison. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean there are with the RKO, there are so many cool ways they
diamond
figure out
cutter.
how to do it. Yeah, basically, there's so many cool ways that they figure out to do it that like really the options are unlimited. You know what they could like. That's a good idea by Parrish. You know, I just think at the end of the day, like I'm gonna be like everybody else, wanting RK Bro to win those titles, and I'm gonna pop when they do. You know,
absolutely, man. Joel Pearl, we got a fan question in here. Have you beat up the Matman guys yet? From Ron. Not yet. Those are 2 free words, courtesy of Joel Pearl. Parrish, I'm gonna let you handle the production aspects. I'll pull the comments up here. But which match are we moving on to next? Where do we want to go? Where do we want to take this little journey of prediction?
I'm going with Alexa.
We're gonna take it to Alexa and Eva. All right. Here's one for the fans. This is going to be fine. This exists.
Like we said in the thing, did you know that CM Punk came back?
Get ready, fans. You bought the full seat, but you're only going to need the edge of it. This is... how do I put this nicely? Both of the individuals, all three, let's not exclude Dewdrop, are wildly talented at their roles.
Yeah.
They are. Even Eva Marie is the shitty, cocky heel. I think she does a great job of being that bitch. Do I like this feud at all? Not particularly. I have no fond memories of any part of this feud. None. I just hope that Dewdrop looks like a damn star. That's my prediction. Dewdrop does something neat. That's the hope. Alexa Bliss. I'm calling Alexa Bliss, and I am going to refrain from commenting on this anymore because otherwise I'm just going to ramble.
Well, I was going to ask. I had a question. I was like, do we think that Dewdrop is going to be the one that ends up fighting in this match? Or do you think Eva Marie actually has?
Honestly, I think Dewdrop costs Eva Marie, and that's
where I'm at too.
That's where I was leaning. Yeah, that's.
I think maybe we get the I'm Piper Niven match.
I mean, I think this might be the start of it, at least the start of it. You know?
I don't know why, but I can just see like the I'm Piper bitch, and because they've been using that word too much in WWE and wrestling lately. Like it's just overplayed.
I think so too. I think that they try and throw that word in there for shock value a lot, which is not my favorite thing sometimes. Throwback in there with a question, actually, and I'll get to that in a quick second because I think we can get both of your guys' predictions fairly quickly on this one. Parrish, I'll turn to you first, though, because we went to JPJ first on the last one.
Yeah, no, I'm exactly like you. I think this is a time where we see the artist formerly known as Piper Niven turn on Eva Marie to
become the artist currently known as Piper Niven?
Well, you know, I mean, she just refrained from using the stupid name that she was given.
JPJ,
I am in full agreement. I don't think it's the full turn tonight, but I think something happens that Dewdrop costs Eva Marie the match, and then that starts it, and then the full breakup will come tomorrow on Raw. I mean, tomorrow. I still think it's Sunday,
right?
Monday on Raw.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who did that.
Couple weeks. I know I'm not used to the Saturday night main roster pay-per-views, man.
None of us are, man. None of us are. I'm going to go to Ron's question first. On the card, would this match go first or second? I really don't know where you're going to put Eva and Alexa Bliss. I could see second. I could also see it being the match that goes on right before the main event. But
I mean, we got to think about that. We have 3 women's matches too tonight, or potentially 3 women's matches tonight. So they have to be spaced out.
I really like Joel Pearl's suggestion.
That's a really good suggestion.
Moving from the couch into our brains. That's a great one. Darnell, good to see you. Thank you for hopping in, friend. It is appreciated. And wherever you may be tuned in, whether it's Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook Live, thanks for joining us this morning for the P.O.S Show live in Las Vegas. I forgot my ring light, but other than that, I think things are going pretty well. Oh, and I called it Sunday when we started the show. There's my two bugaboos. Put it on the kickoff, says Darnell. I think that there are still potentially pre-show matches to be announced. I don't know if it's official by this point, but it looks like after winning their championship contenders match last night, that we might get the women's tag titles challenged for by Shotzi and Tegan Knox. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see what happens on that end of things.
That'd be a good kickoff match, to be honest. That'd be a really good kickoff.
Yeah, that'd be a perfect kickoff match. 100%.
I think it's an excellent kickoff match. I got all the time in the world for all 4 of those women.
Especially a title change. That would really get the people going.
No, I don't think they'll get the title change because, as Joel actually astutely pointed out to us yesterday, Shotzi and Tegan have won every one of their matches against Natalya and Tamina,
like
meaning
3
that
of
I
them.
think that Natalya and Tamina are going to retain. Throwback through in there a little bit earlier on. Do we see anything coming completely out of left field? Is there going to be anything wildly surprising? I don't think there's going to be like the comparison you have to make after. There's not going to be like the CM Punk moment. I don't think there is. Are they going to try and surprise people with stuff like
Buff Bagwell isn't coming back?
Pardon me, Parrish?
Buff Bagwell isn't coming back?
I'd have all the time in the world for Buff. I like the hat.
Well,
I liked the hat.
I think
you got me thinking about Buff Bagwell's hat.
I don't get enough, get you?
I don't think they're going to pull anything wild out from like out of nowhere. I think they're going to try and swerve some people, but very much in the context of the card. Ron, I also appreciate your use of ubiquitous in the comment section. Thank you very much on that end.
Yeah, I mean, I think I do have a couple surprises planned for this evening, but I'm going to save those as we go through the card.
Yeah.
I do think we're going to get a couple surprises. I think one of them, it will be a big one, but it's not going to be a person we've been waiting to return for 7 years or that's been gone. It's not going to be to that level of things, but I do think we'll get a couple very good surprises tonight that the fans will receive very well.
Can we make a universal agreement that what happened with AEW last night really changed the landscape of the wrestling scene today?
Oh, 100%.
I can guarantee that will be
have to bring out big guns. They just have to.
Yeah, like that is
that was a game
change.
Yeah, it was a game changing.
Yep.
Altering.
This is the first time I feel like WWE is actually losing the head-on-head battle.
Yeah, I mean, they stole the weekend before WWE's events even started. You know what I mean? Like they stole the weekend. Coming out of this weekend, almost no matter what happens tonight, I feel like we're only going to be talking about everyone's going to be talking about CM Punk.
The only way that anybody's going to stop talking about CM Punk debuting for AEW is if CM Punk returns to WWE tonight. That's about it.
What happens if AJ Lee comes back to WWE? How much would that just blow everyone's mind?
Probably went back there to work with her husband. Oh, that was a rude shot for me to take, and I felt bad when I did take it. Throwback, do I see Rocky maybe pop in? No, I don't see Rock coming until
Survivor Series
ish. Yeah. Oh yeah, 25 years this year.
He has to do
something. He'll do Survivor Series this year.
I think that's
Parrish, let's get another match going because I know we've got about another 8 or 9 to go through, and we got about 45 minutes left before old Spence is going to head for a beverage. Big meaty men slapping meat. I'm very excited. As you guys, I'm pointing at the title of this match, the graphic. Sheamus and Damian Priest is going to burn the proverbial barn down. I got no doubt there. I really got no doubt there.
A great match.
This is like, I don't know how to put it. I think there are a lot of things they could have done differently in the way they got here. Like Priest was off TV or still doing the Miz shit.
Yeah.
For how long?
Yep.
But the fact that he's going to come in and I'll just get it out of the way early, I think going to win his first United States championship.
Yep.
I think that this is just, you talk about WrestleMania moments. I think that this is going to be a SummerSlam moment. I think they're going to get out there, deliver a hard-hitting, badass affair.
Yep.
They are going to please me greatly with the way they choose to do so. And I think Damian Priest is going to be your new U.S. champion. I think it'd be silly if they tried to stretch it out and do like a schmoz finish or something along those lines. I think you got to give him the moment. And
Straight up.
You know what?
3.
Actually, a great point by Sami Zayn a couple weeks ago. He says, I don't want to be told I deserve it or I work hard. Everybody works hard. But you look at a guy like Damian Priest and that guy he very clearly gives a shit. There is so much room for people like that in pro wrestling. So good things need to happen to good people. I have no doubt.
This has to be addressed. You hang out with one half of the War Report in between two beards in JPJ. You're in Vegas, and all of a sudden, all the S-bombs are coming out of your mouth. What is going on with you? JPJ,
over.
My friend.
It's the fact that we got very little sleep.
Fair.
And I sang karaoke with Nick Gage last night.
He did.
And I'm not all mentally there.
What song do you think this has to be addressed right now, quickly, before we get back?
Okay, and that's I deserve that. Let's gamble. Darnell, it's not gambling if you leave with more money. That's just called winning.
What song did you sing?
What song did I sing? I sang Keep Your Hands to Yourself by the Georgia Satellites. It was really well received.
Which is really ironic because my championship is saying that to your hands right now.
Frustrated by you. Throwback hopping in and Parrish. I'll actually let you get back to it after this. Just want to make sure you got throwbacks question. I wish I was there with you guys. It'd be an honor to see that show with this pay-per-view card tonight. Do you think loyal WWE fans are satisfied with the show? Parrish is right. Last night changed things for once. I'm questioning WWE after watching for 36 years. Okay. We're going to talk at length, I am certain, about CM Punk tomorrow morning, and I don't want to make this like the CM Punk versus WWE focus thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're unique in that point, Throwback. I think there are a lot of individuals out there, like Parrish said earlier, like you're saying now. This is really they went nuclear. There's really no other way to put it. I think AEW and WWE have done very good at exchanging barbs back and forth, getting their little wins where they matter. In AEW's case, getting some big wins where they matter with the TV ratings and all of that. This is nuclear. This is Scott Hall.
I would agree. I think
no real other way to put it.
Yeah, by far the first really major blow, you could say, and AEW's side of things.
Parrish, how are you feeling about Priest and Sheamus?
Oh, I mean, I think this is, I think, the easiest match to predict. I do believe this is Damian Priest's time. I mean, I think you saw the push really begin when him and Bad Bunny were put together, and you really saw the machine kind of go behind Damian Priest. Yeah, this is a match that it's going to be so much fun to watch just from a pro wrestling standpoint because they're going to beat the crap out of each other. But with that being said, yeah, Damian Priest is going to be the face of the United States. That's Summerslam tonight.
Thank you, Lunar was here for the follow. It is appreciated on the Twitch end of things. If you're following on Twitch, if you're watching on Twitter, or you're I screwed up my plug. Just start JPJ.
I am in agreement with both of you. I don't really.
Did I screwed up my plug?
No, well, yes, you did do that. No, but I don't have to add really anything more. I think this is the moment for Damian Priest to get his first major big time singles victory for a title, and
major big time singles victory for a title.
And I think it's his time, and I think he's been. I do agree with you. I think at first it was a little bumpy getting here, but the last couple weeks, I think he's looked like a star. He's looked like a guy that the crowd again wants to root for. They want to be behind, and I think this is his moment, and I'm in agreement again. Yeah, I think he's winning the U.S. title.
All righty. Parrish.
Next match.
Find one with a bit of controversy behind it. Not controversy, one we're going to debate on.
I don't know if there's many.
That's the thing.
Oh.
You know what? I'm just going to say it.
Oh.
Jinder will be unhindered.
Oh, all right. I'm going Drew.
I am also
Why would you go with Drew McIntyre, the man with the sword?
I'm going Drew. I thought this past Monday was that badass Drew McIntyre that we all fell in love with last year, that we wanted to beat Brock Lesnar for the title. He wasn't telling his history stories. He was just being that charming, calling himself like, oh, sexy Scottish man. Like that was the badass Drew that everyone got behind when he won the Rumble. And everyone was like, we're behind this guy. This is our guy here.
I miss the good old days where Drew would enter the ring saying hello to the cool cats and kittens at home.
Yeah, and I feel like this past Monday was the first time I saw that Drew McIntyre in a while.
Yeah, and
it's a big event. I think he deserves it. He carried it during a time where there were no fans, and WrestleMania he obviously didn't win. So I'm thinking this is kind of, it's not for a title. It's not a major match on the card, but I think he's getting a big win in front of a big crowd tonight. So I'm going Drew. I love Jinder though. Like I would not be upset if Jinder won, but I'm going Drew.
I'm trying to find ways I can convince myself to stand by that Jinder pick. But like Veer and Shanky aren't at ringside.
I'm also going to throw this one out that we haven't seen. So the big matches that Drew McIntyre has had in front of a crowd since WrestleMania hasn't gone his way very often.
Yep.
He lost WrestleMania to Bobby Lashley for the WWE title. Then you go to SummerSlam. That's another big show. Since that Rumble, he needs a win in front of the people, like a big win. And I really believe if WWE can pull this off, this would be a little bit of a silver lining But doesn't Heath Slater have to make an appearance tonight?
It'd be nice. I doubt he will.
Wouldn't that just be like the cherry on top to this whole thing?
Yeah,
it
would. I am bitter that we never got the badass version of 3-man band.
3MB.
I'm pretty frustrated with that.
But I am going Drew McIntyre officially.
Yeah.
And
Have we all picked the same one so far? Has it been that predictable of the first? I think we've all gone the same.
Are you going Jinder or are you going Drew?
Oh yeah, no, you went. Are you just doing it to be different?
I kind of want to, but I also I know that
you want to win the title though. You trying to win back your championship?
See, that's exactly
neither of
it.
you are beating me, but are you trying to win your championship back?
I hate you. No, I got to go Drew. I want to pick Jinder. Jinder's the pick with the heart, but I also don't want to spike the football on the 5-yard line. Really don't want to do that.
You don't want to run.
I agree with you as well. I just want to see Jinder win. Yourself, myself included. I just want them rocking air guitars, says Ron, which is a statement. But we're all going Drew. I think it's hard not to go Drew.
Yeah.
Jinder, I love you. Unfortunately, to be hindered. Next.
All right. Next match, I'm going to the final match on WrestleMania Part 1, Night 1. I'm going to the Smackdown Women's Championship, Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks. Now, here's the better question. Does this match actually happen?
I read last night and they promoted it on SmackDown last night, so I believe this match is one, but those were some rumors going on the last week or so that they thought this match might not happen, but they had the promotion behind it last night on SmackDown. I saw some things on Twitter this morning promoting it, so I'm assuming it's going still. And I think Bianca Belair wins, retains the title. I'll be shocked. I'm assuming Cena and Reigns is going last. They're going to main event the show. But if this were to main event the show, I could see Becky Lynch coming back after this match as well as one of my big surprises. So one of my big surprises is I think Bianca Belair retains, because after she beats Sasha, if she beats Sasha for a second time, who's next? Who have they booked properly on SmackDown on the women's side of things that could be next? You know,
Carmella?
She's already beaten Carmella.
Zelina Vega?
Yeah, she's already gone through them.
All right, and that's the women's roster on SmackDown.
Basically, yeah. So SmackDown needs a shot in the arm. Becky Lynch has kind of been ready since WrestleMania, so we've heard, and they haven't had the right time yet. SummerSlam weekend, big event, especially after what happened last night. You want to get a couple big moments to kind of answer back a little bit. I think Bianca wins, retains, and I think Becky Lynch comes back for the face-off just to kind of tell Bianca, hey, I'm back now. I'm coming for that strap.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm booking that.
Few comments in there as well. Heat up Tony. It's always Tony time.
Tony would be good.
Bring up Liv Morgan.
Yep.
We had a heated debate on that one last night. I honestly, though, in the nicest way possible, because I do like her work, I'd completely forgotten about her because it's very out of sight, out of mind.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Joel Pearl, for letting me steal your phrase. I'm torn on this one. I really am, because I think that there is that possibility that they would go nuclear and just say, well, shit, AEW blew us out of the water last night. Objectively blew us out of the water last night. We have to bring back Becky. We have to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the sort of reeks of desperation stuff that I think would be an eventual downfall. You can't, I think WWE has done both a bad job of voicing it, but a very good job of actually doing it. And that in the nicest way, they don't see All Elite as competition. They see them as another program. They're going to focus on themselves. And for better or worse, that is what they've done over the last little bit. So my hope is that they continue with that. They continue to hold off on Becky returning. I've said for a while that Becky Lynch returning should be the final scene that closes out a pay-per-view. I agree. If the women main event tonight, I would have no doubt that Becky returns, to be honest. But I don't think they're going to main event. And I think it would be a pretty desperate looking move to bring Becky back in the middle of a pay-per-view.
What if this opens and it's at the beginning?
Nah, I don't.
If this is the opener, it's because I think this arguably could be the match of the night as well. I think their match at Mania, I thought was
Easy the match in night one.
Yeah, easily. So I expect the same type of great match between the two. So if this opens the show, they have a killer match, and then you get that moment right away of Becky Lynch coming back right at the beginning.
Do you want to burn your crowd out that early, though?
They did last night.
But Rampage is a 1 hour show.
I know, it's true.
This is going to be like.
But if you can layer it again, and this is WWE we're talking about, so you can't bank on anything. But if you can layer the card with, you know what I mean, you could have that big moment at the beginning, and then you can have another one in the middle, and then you know what I mean. Like you could properly book the card that you have that major moment where everyone maybe does get burned out, like, oh man, that was amazing, and then you have Alexa Bliss and Eva Marie where everyone's kind of like, okay. All right, cool.
Build it back up from there.
You know what I mean? And then you can kind of build up to the next crescendo and then kind of go from there. Again, I don't know. I agree. Like, it's not Becky Lynch coming back isn't something you just want to throw anywhere. It has to be in the right spot.
Yeah.
But I think at the beginning of the show, right off the jump, I think that could work.
Yeah, don't disagree at all. Does SummerSlam start at 8 p.m. EST? Yeah, I think it starts at 8 p.m. for Bianca and everyone else.
Yes. You get it?
I thought that was pretty good.
That was good.
That was pretty good.
All right.
That made me laugh. Have your two megastars run Survivor Series. I would assume you're talking Becky and Rocco still throwback. Maybe. Again, I if it's The Rock's 25 year, got a lot more time for The Rock's 25 year than I had for The Undertaker's 30 year. I'll say that much. I am going to call Bianca Belair.
Yeah. See,
I'm a toss up on that, but I'm going to call Bianca.
I think this one is one of the ones that can go either way. I think this is one of the probably 3 or 4 that it's like, I'm not 100% certain who's going to win.
Parrish?
I think if you want to give SmackDown that shot in the arm, you do have Becky Lynch come back. I think if WWE is actually thinking logically, they realize they need something for the fans to be like, oh my God, they need something for the fans to talk about on their end. Becky Lynch is very important to come back to WWE tonight. Like, that is a must for WWE. Given what we just saw last night, this is a must.
All right.
Bianca Belair, I believe, will defeat Sasha Banks. This feud will be over because I believe Sasha Banks will then go to Raw. Charlotte will come to SmackDown. But Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair face off after this match. That will be the headline for the SmackDown Women's Championship at Survivor Series.
See, I think, and I'm not going to get too in. We'll move on after this. My thought is that I do agree. I think Charlotte's going to move over to SmackDown at some point here sooner rather than later. I think she'll be the next feud for Bianca Belair. Bianca will run through Charlotte, and then Becky will return after that's over and done with. She'll say, you've beat all the horsewomen, but you haven't beaten me. And that'll be your lead into the Rumble, Mania, whatever they choose to time it out for. That's my thought. Have Bianca Belair be the second woman to run roughshod over the 4 horsewomen, because Tamina has pinned all 4 of them, baby. So there we go. Moving on from there, because if we get started on the awesome,
Bliss has 2. Am I wrong? Has Bliss not done that too?
Liv?
No, Alexa Bliss.
I think she might have beaten all of them too.
You're probably right.
Maybe, yeah.
But Tamina's number 1. Tamina's the best. We just need to get over that. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. Parrish, pick me a match as I read Throwback's comment. I meant Becky and Sasha. My apologies. But if they end up saving them until Survivor Series, they can slowly build it and let Sasha win and Becky take the title. So Sasha can leave and do reshoots for Disney. Yeah. All right. Sets up Banks at the Rumble. Yeah. I'm fine with that. Praise the Tamina God. Yeah, that's not even in question. We are firmly Church of Tamina here. The Usos versus the Mysterios. I don't care.
Same.
Go
Usos.
Honestly, I do not care. This is going to be a great tag match.
I've seen it 9 times already.
Exactly. And
you like Goldberg a billion times, and that's going to be
no. Half the matches on these cards we have seen multiple times in the last 4 weeks. That's an issue.
I just personally wish that this wasn't the match for all of the reasons that JPJ just said. I wish that I was tuning into a match that I was newer to seeing. I don't even need it to be a fucking first time ever match. Excuse my language.
I know it's going to be a good match. The Usos are a great tag team. The Mysterios have been entertaining together.
Finally be the first guest. Are you going to actually be like on the other side of the chair in your virtual office this time?
I think this match will be good. I think this match will be entertaining. But for me, it's a match that we've seen, and we've seen a lot recently. So my investment in it is 0%. Now, will it entertain me and probably be good? Yeah, fine. But I think the Usos are going to win. But again, like, we've seen it so much recently that I don't care that much about this match. That's just how I feel going into it.
I'm probably going to spend this match coloring in page 3 of the Custody of Dominic Mysterio coloring book that you can purchase on lovewrestling.ca for just $5. I am going to use that opportunity to plug our merchandise because let me tell you, I don't have another way to put it. Going to be a great match. Don't care. Could not possibly care less than I do right now, to be honest with you. I really don't. I really, really don't. The only way that I would possibly be invested in this is if you had Dominic Mysterio turn on his dad. That's it. I want to see Dom turn on Ray. And I thought that would have been better served at Hell in a Cell on Father's Day. So I even think they've screwed that one, which is a little frustrating. I don't care. Mysterios win it.
Oh,
Mysterios are winning it.
all right. There you go. Parrish, what do you got?
I'm going Usos because I believe Usos and Street Profits are your next feud for the SmackDown tag titles. And I just think it's just that. Like, I don't disagree with any of you guys. I wanted to play a little devil's advocate because, I mean, come on, we're love wrestling. So we got it.
Look, I love professional wrestling, and I especially love when there's a plan, any sort of plan, any planning whatsoever.
For God's sake.
Sometimes when you love something, you have to critique it when it needs to improve. You know what I mean?
That's exactly. That's
it's one of those things. Like, our critiques of wrestling are not because we hate it. Our critiques of it are because we know it should be better. It should be better. So
I don't know why, but I want to see Dominic in NXT. I think he should have been there. Should have been there for a long time.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of time for Dom, to be honest with you. The guy's like very clearly new to professional wrestling.
He's only what, 21, 22 years old, super young.
Let me tell you, he ain't as bad as a lot of fucking people out there that we've seen try to professionally wrestle. I don't understand, to be honest with you, why he wouldn't have done an NXT run. I really don't. I'd like to work with my dad. Cool. But damn it.
Yeah.
I am.
Hey, Spencer. We go to NXT and we talk about the very first NXT World Champion in our next match, Seth Rollins against Rated R Superstar Edge.
I'll let you kick it off, Parrish. I'll let you kick her off. I'm excited for this.
I think this is the biggest. I didn't think this match could happen in this whole card. Like, I think this is one of those matches that we're seeing one of the greatest superstars from the last 20 years going up against probably one of the best superstars of this generation in WWE. I don't know about you, but that spot last night with the Brood music was really cool to me.
Yeah, it was.
And if you haven't been emotionally invested in their feud before, where they even took you back to Edge almost getting stomped by Rollins, which I thought was just amazing. For the first time, WWE decided to say, we're not going to insult your integrity from being a wrestling fan beforehand. We're actually going to have some continuity with things. And
planning.
Oh, my Lord. This is what you get, and it's just really refreshing. And that segment alone got me. Even if nothing else did, just seeing Seth Rollins drenched got me. This is my match of the night, and I believe Edge will win this match. However, I do believe Seth Rollins is going to be the next world champion between these two.
Fair.
See, I think Seth wins today to set him up to challenge for the championship.
I agree. That's where I'm going. I have Seth getting a big win here to catapult him to be Roman's next challenge.
Edge getting curb stomped is going to scare me. I can tell you that right now. That dude getting his face planted into the mat is going to frighten me.
Yep.
I do have a spot that's going to make me just... Edge goes for a spear. We see a curb stomp. Just like when he did the pedigree to Roman.
Yeah.
Come on.
That'd be clever if they could pull that off. That'd be clever.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
I'm going Rollins.
I call it.
But I'm agreeing with Spencer over here. I'm going Rollins because I do think, as we'll get to it later, I do think Roman is going to need another challenger after tonight, and I think Rollins is that guy.
Has Edge lost? Has he lost a match to anybody but Randy Orton since he came back?
Roman at Mania.
Right, you got double stacked.
Yeah, but it was a triple threat, so I mean, they both got pinned, so technically he did get the L. But
that's right.
Well, he also didn't beat Roman in their one-on-one match.
Yeah, that's true. He lost. Yeah. So I mean, Edge is on a loop. Like this would be, you'd have to see a tweak of the character of Edge, I think, because that would be like multi-consecutive losses in big matches for Edge since he's come back. But I think Edge came back because he said in his opening promo when he first came back that like he wanted to work with the new generation and have those dream matches with these younger guys. And I think putting even though Seth Rollins technically I think doesn't need it, but I think putting one of the younger guys over to kind of catapult them up is what Edge should be doing.
I really loved the vignette that they did with Seth and Edge 2 weeks ago. I think it was now, where he was talking about Edge cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yeah.
And I cashed it in better.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Just the little things that make pro wrestling amazing, right? Like it's really those little things. As chintzy as they are, they matter.
Oh yeah.
Let's chat elsewhere. I think we've all got our picks in. Do you have your pick in?
Yeah, I did.
I'm going
Seth.
Rollins, going Edge.
All right. I'm going.
I like that one for throwback there too. If Edge was going against Cesaro, that'd be amazing. If Cesaro
that'd
was
be a match I would
Cesaro was wrestling in front of us, that'd be nice too.
Cesaro, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Big E. I could make a list of people that
you know who I want to see Edge wrestle? Elias.
Really? Elias is dead.
No, well, nobody knows what he's called now, so I have to call him that until he has a new name. I'm calling him Elias.
The artist formerly known as Elias.
Yeah, but I mean, people forget like he speared him at SummerSlam.
Yeah, that is true. That was his first.
Like, if we want to talk, like Edge is the one who I feel is bringing the continuity back to storytelling.
Oh yeah, I
mean, let's face it. Between him and Christian, in the modern time of like guys who came back. Are there two better minds of professional wrestling?
They're up there. I mean, they're definitely up there.
Me. I'm around.
Well, this says otherwise. And because I am a champion, we go to a championship match. The WWE Championship match. Bobby Lashley. By the way, Broken Skull, amazing episode.
Yeah, I've not watched it yet. I need to watch it.
Checked it out after you texted me a couple days ago. It was terrific. Bobby Lashley versus
best line ever, by the way. He said, people make fun of me. When MVP gets hurt, I always win a championship. I did it in TNA. I did it here. So I told MVP, if you get hit by a bus, I'll be Roman. Funniest thing I think I've ever heard.
Bobby Lashley versus Goldberg. I'm interested to hear everyone's thoughts on this. JPJ,
you want me to lead?
I'll begin with you.
Joel already left. I don't think he's happy for the match.
Joel's like, I don't care about Goldberg. He's just, I hate wrestling. That's what he said. He just I hate wrestling. I think Bobby Lashley wins, and I think Big E cashes in on Bobby Lashley for the second surprise. That's my two surprises tonight. Becky Lynch coming back and Big E cashing in the Money in the Bank. I think you're going to go there in a different route, possibly.
Yes,
and we talked about this. I like that story that you're going to say. I just think the cash in on Bobby Lashley makes more sense currently because Bobby Lashley has kind of been effing with the New Day for the majority of the summer. So I think that would be Big E kind of cashing in and getting one back for his boys. He can go then to Raw, reunite with the New Day because they should have never been broken up in the first place. And then that's how we go.
Spencer, because I don't want to steal your thunder, I'm actually going to be really nice. I wrote my surprise in this match because I think we might have the same thought process, but I'm going to let you go first because I don't want to steal your thunder.
I'm going to do it, guys. I'm going to do it. I'm going to predict that you're going to see 3-time champion Goldberg after this match. And then you're going to get that cash in. Then you're getting the cash in. I don't put any stock into any professional wrestling organization, realistically, doing things that just simply make people happy. But yesterday changed that a little bit for me. So my thought is that we're going to get Big E's dream match of Big E versus Goldberg. And I think that it's going to happen technically twice, and that Goldberg's going to win the title from Lashley today. And Big E's going to cash in on him tonight, set up a match at somewhere, Survivor Series, whatever.
Yeah, because Goldberg still says he has 2 more matches this year after this one?
Hope not.
On his contract. It's on his contract.
Yeah. So
doesn't necessarily have to be this year, but I think it's just on his contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's got he has 2 appearances per year for X amount of years.
Yeah.
2 matches, yeah.
There we go. Appearances are different. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm going to call Goldberg to win.
So, cool. We are not thinking the same thing, but I mean, this bad boy has clear indications of that. Anyway, this is what I think. I think Bobby Lashley defeats Bill Goldberg. And I think we're going to get, if you can see that,
Mr. Lesnar.
That guy return for 2 reasons. One, I do not think we're going to see Roman and Lesnar mixed right now. On top of that, I have a different surprise to end SummerSlam that I will get to later. But yeah, no, I believe that Bobby Lashley is going to defeat Goldberg, and we're going to get for the Bobby's dream match, Bobby versus Lesnar.
Well, I think that was the match that they were praying would actually be happening tonight.
Yeah.
And then when Brock didn't happen, they were like, uh-oh, plan B, Goldberg.
Mom,
and all of us were like,
Mom, I
no!
want Brock Lesnar. We have Brock Lesnar at home.
No! But anyway, I digress.
Oh, man.
I digress.
I'm
about
sorry,
Bill
Big Bad Bill.
Friggin' Goldberg.
You could kick my ass 6 ways to Sunday, but let me just tell you, I have not been. I've not been a fan of what I've observed professional wrestling storyline wise. Would I love to see Lesnar come back? Yes, I would love to see Brock Lesnar wrestle everywhere at every time. I want Renaissance man Brock Lesnar showing up in every promotion as he so pleases. That's Brock Lesnar is the solution for everything. It's like the meaning of life is 42. Like the answer to pro wrestling is Brock Lesnar. Yeah, Big Bad Bill's wrestling again. I have never been, here's a fun fact for you guys. I've never been to a WWE pay-per-view that Goldberg hasn't wrestled on.
There you go. You're like the Lucky Charm.
No, it's the worst. It's actually the worst. I'd rather.
Again, I always feel like I have to preface this. I was never a big Goldberg fan. This has nothing to do with him coming back. You want to bring legends back to have matches? Cool. Don't put him in the title picture.
The Ziggler spot 2 years ago.
That was the perfect use of Bill Goldberg.
Gorgeous.
That was the best match he's had since he's come back. It was the perfect. Well, the Lesnar one at Mania was really
that. I will still routinely
but like
watch
that was maybe the best situation of a match that he's had since he's come back.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, yeah, like he came back for Brock. He was in the title picture. That made sense when they did that thing for those 2 or 3 matches. But since that, he doesn't need to be fighting for titles anymore. No. Just bring him back, have him have a big time match, and that's it. Like he can have a big time match on the card, and people can chant Goldberg, and you can have that moment, and he can spear and jackhammer maybe half the roster if he can lift them up, you know. But like other than that, he doesn't need to be near any titles ever again. Here's one name Goldberg can really stand to benefit. That is Cesaro. I think that match should happen. That would be a great use of Bill Goldberg and a great use of elevating a guy like Cesaro.
The thought of Cesaro swinging Goldberg is one that pleases me greatly.
Yeah.
It really, really does.
But they also have to do, like in that match, they would have to do the right thing, and I think you would have to have Cesaro win.
The right thing.
And I don't know if when it comes to Goldberg, once he beat the Fiend, it was like, okay, so it just changed everything for me. Yeah, and I was like, okay, well,
sad again.
Cool. But anyway,
you were sad.
I digress.
You were broken down. You're going to come home and cry. Parrish, we got, I think, 2 more matches.
We do, and I'm going to go with the Raw Women's title, Nikki ASH versus Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley.
I effing love some Nikki Cross, some Nikki ASH, and I've said it every time I have chatted about her on a stream, anything. I am in the same boat as a lot of folks in that when I first saw her in a superhero outfit, I said, what in good God have they done to my Nikki Cross? Because I only really became familiar with her after she signed with WWE and did the sanity thing. all of that. Like her match against Asuka in NXT, that last woman standing is still to this day my favorite women's match in NXT. I certainly was not happy to see the change initially, and she's killed it.
Mm-hmm.
How else can you say it? She's hit it out of the park. She's absolutely killed her role. And it is certainly frustrating to me. Number one, here's where I start to get mad. The like internet wrestling community, whatever. Like, you're going to sit and shit on this because it's something that's designed to appeal to kids. Children are the goal with Nikki Ash is to inspire children. Mm-hmm. And you see these grown-ass assholes at WWE shows booing her.
Yeah,
I've got all the time in the world for voicing your displeasure for things you don't like. I don't have the time in the world for that being directed at someone clearly doing something they love and clearly inspiring a lot of people. There's my soapbox. I think she wins.
And it's her decision. Like, it's something
her idea.
she wants to do.
Yeah.
She's using her platform for a greater good purpose. So it's like, oh no, like let's hate somebody or let's bash somebody for wanting to make an actual change on the future of our world.
WWE doesn't listen enough or doesn't give enough creative control. Why have they given Nikki Cross so much creative control? Like,
yeah. And then Bobby Lashley flat out like explains the Hurt business. Like, I think people have to let this one go.
Yeah, I don't understand it. But yeah, I've got Nikki winning.
In the words of Joey,
Charlotte, I think she's going to take out Charlotte as well. Hold on, how can E cash in if Corbin has his briefcase?
You can have Big E steal it back earlier in the night, like during a backstage segment. They both aren't on the card.
I mean this in the most positive way too, but like it ain't hard right now to make Corbin look like a schmuck.
Exactly. So you could even do it on the pre-show and show it later during the main. You could have them out back interviewing Corbin. He's holding the briefcase. Big E comes and steals it. He almost took it back last night on SmackDown. So, like, I could see easily throughout the night, maybe they're having some backstage segments, one or two. Big E steals the case back. And then you're kind of like, all right, Big E has his case back, and you're not thinking about it. And then, boom.
Yeah.
You know.
Parrish is going to retain the championship today. You know what? Andre,
not if I have anything.
If he does, I'm fine with it because we're among friends here on Love Wrestling's P.O.S Show.
Longest face of Canada, right?
If you are tuned in on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook Live, of course, feel encouraged to continue to throw your comments out there. We got about 10 minutes left on the show, and we got one more match to talk about following this one. I know we ain't done talking about the triple threat. JPJ, then. I'm going to move to you, seeing as we're not done chatting about the triple threat.
I think so. The thing that I've hated leading up to this is Nikki Ash has lost too much for me.
Oh yeah,
way too much. And I, you know, me and Parrish talked about it on the social medias a little bit. Like they're booking her to be an underdog in this match, which is fine. But I think there's a better way to book someone to be an underdog than have them lose every match they're fighting, leading in to an event when they are the champion.
You mean like the underdog WWE Women's Tag Team Champions right now?
Yeah, it just bothers me. And this has been a booking issue problem with WWE for years.
Yeah.
One of the many. But it just bothers me because I, like you and Parrot, I love Nikki Cross too. I love Nikki Ash too. I'm rooting for her to win this match, but I have no faith because of the booking leading into it that she's going to. So I think I'm going to be different here. I think Rhea Ripley is winning tonight.
All right.
I think Rhea Ripley is starting to get some major pops when she comes out. They switched her character. She's not really a heel that much anymore. She's just the cool, badass Rhea Ripley.
Which has been so needed.
Which is what she got over with in NXT to begin with, because she was that cool. Like, she looks different. She's a monster. She's huge. She's jacked. She's beautiful. She looks awesome.
It's the same way we talk about Drew earlier.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
You can
be
badass. You can kick ass and still not seem like a terrible human being.
Correct.
I don't have another way to put it.
Correct.
You know?
And I think Rhea Ripley pinned. I think, as crazy as it sounds, I think Charlotte's the one taking the fall no matter who wins tonight. Because she is bulletproof. Nothing will affect Charlotte no matter what happens. So I'm picking Rhea Ripley to pin Charlotte to win the Raw Women's title tonight. That's my pick.
Good shout. I like that one in there as well from Dare Amazing. Shayna is the next woman in the women's title picture.
They're going to have to build her up.
Agree.
I love Shayna Baszler, but they're going to have to do some work to get her back to that level because they have done her no favors with her booking.
Louis, good to see you, my friend. How are you? SummerSlam is a thing today. Well, if you watched the start of the show, you would have noticed that I forgot that it was a thing today, what with me calling this Sunday for about the first 5 minutes of it. Yeah. But yes, SummerSlam takes place tonight. It starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's taking place at Allegiant Stadium here in beautiful Las Vegas. This is the room in beautiful Las Vegas.
It is.
And don't forget, as Parrish highlights, a Sunday brunch mug.
No, it's just Sunday.
Oh, you jerk.
We will be doing Sunday brunch tomorrow, though. I'll hear on
Damn
the
it.
wrestling.
But of course we will be. But we're going to finish off with the show today because, yes, SummerSlam taking place this afternoon. We got one match left to talk about. Parrish, I don't know if you gave your official prediction on this one yet.
No. I'm waiting for you to. This is what you're doing. This is what I'm looking to do.
Give us a pick.
No, I'm with you. I think Nikki ASH retains her title, and I think she does pin Charlotte. I agree with JPJ on that one. I would love to see Shayna going up against Charlotte at some point. I think that's a credible feud that can bring Shayna up. If I'm going to answer that and tackle that question, but yeah, I mean, you got to ride this Nikki train for as long as you can right now. It will fizzle out, but I think it's good enough right now that you have to keep it going.
Completely agree with you. I like the comment in there, Dara. It's the Saturday luncheon today. That's what we are 100% going to be rolling with for the foreseeable future. Throwback, do you think it's smart to shoehorn this show before the Pacquiao fight? I got to be honest with you. I don't know which was announced first. And I also know that there were a lot of, when SummerSlam was announced, there were a lot of questions over whether or not we were going to be back to fans in full force or anything in that sense of things too. So, in an ideal world, is there a major boxing match going on in the same city at the same time as your show? No, ideally not. But do I think that it's going to be a huge detriment for either of them? No. There's definitely crossover, but there's not as much crossover between boxing and wrestling fans as honestly I would have thought.
Yeah. I agree.
So do I think it's smart to have done it? No, but I also don't think there was really a choice. And do I necessarily think it's a bad thing? No, not particularly.
Also, if you're going to do it in one city, Vegas is the right city, given how many people will visit Vegas.
That's exactly it, too, right? That's exactly it. Parrish.
Yeah.
Shall we close it out? Shall we get to the main event of the
evening?
evening?
All right, as you channel your inner buffer, we will get to Roman Reigns versus Jonathan Felix Anthony Cena.
I hope those are his middle names. I hope it's Jonathan.
It is Felix and Anthony. I just don't know if I got the right.
That's incredible. Felix.
Cena and Roman Reigns.
This is neat. I am frustrated, first and foremost, that they are trying to sell this as yet another first time ever. This has never happened. This is a grand major match that you have never seen before, as though we hadn't seen it before.
Well, you've never seen it with this Roman Reigns.
Right.
We've never seen the Universal Championship.
Yeah, that's how they're building it.
Certainly a...
That is a wild Joe Pearl in the back.
It is.
Louis, sorry. That is a wild Joe Pearl.
100%. The Pacquiao fight is dead after Errol Spence Jr. was removed from the show. Yeah, I don't disagree with you there whatsoever.
I don't know much about the card or anything that was going on there. So
I think this match is going to be effing neat. How else can I say it outside of the fact that it's the second time ever, twice in a lifetime? Mm-hmm. It's Cena and Reigns. I don't think we need to say more than that right now. Roman Reigns is doing the best work of his career. I don't need to make that point because everybody's rightfully made that point over the last few months. John Cena is John Cena. There's really not a bigger, with the Punk stuff even last night, there isn't a bigger wrestling star in the world, I don't think, than John Cena, just given what he's done with Hollywood and all of that. This is the money match for WWE right now. I just think it is. Until you get to Rock Reigns at WrestleMania in Hollywood, this is the money match that you're aiming for. Calling Roman Reigns. I can't put it any other way. I'm not as confident with that as I would have been a week ago, though.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm not as confident with that pick. But I'm going Reigns. Going Reigns, and then it means he's not even feasibly losing the thing until WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah. I think he's holding it for a long time.
This will be a few years.
Long time. You want me to go, Parrish? You want to go?
Dealer's choice.
I will let you go, my friend.
All right. I am also going with Roman Reigns, and I think this is going to be a sequel to when Cena got demolished by Brock Lesnar a few years ago. I think Reigns is going to annihilate John Cena tonight. Annihilate.
I'd have no issue with that.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't.
Obviously, Cena will, I think it's going to be a very similar booked match to the Lesnar one, where Cena got a couple quick little things in the beginning, and then Brock just wore him. It was over.
Truly, the only thing that matters to me today is that John Cena hits the lightning fist. That's the only thing I care about today.
Yeah, but no, I'm picking Reigns. I think Reigns wins. I mean, obviously, I could be completely wrong, and they have a great match. I think Reigns wins anyway, but I think if you really want to cement Roman, he just destroys John Cena, and it's like, okay, like for real now, like who the hell is going to beat this guy? Like who's going to beat this guy? So that's how I think it goes.
I honestly believe Rock beating Roman Reigns is the wrong choice for WWE.
I don't think he's going to beat him. I just think he's going to be the next guy, at least in my opinion, that'll come around, challenge Roman Reigns, and we question whether Roman's going to win or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because again,
that could be for the championship, let alone anything.
I mean, it could not. They would have to. The
Rock will want to prove that he is the true head of the table, and you can only be the head of the table if you carry the WWE Championship.
Well, so it won't be for the Universal Championship.
It'll be for something. It'll be for
no.
Go for the tag titles.
We got to also add that there was a stipulation put on this match that if Roman Reigns does not successfully retain the title, he will leave WWE, which I thought was the stupidest stipulation you could put on.
Dumb.
And the day before one of your biggest pay-per-views.
Makes no sense. Makes no sense.
Let's just foreshadow and give away what could happen. However,
why wouldn't they do title versus career?
Because you need John Cena.
Somebody just
right now, you just need John Cena right now.
Idea.
Well, because Cena's going to. Wouldn't that tell you that Cena would win then?
Joel, you're popping me in the comments section again.
yeah.
Gotta give Cena the title win to force Billy and Nick to give Rick the 10 pounds of gold. I'm in. I'm completely in. Excuse me, I forgot the baby. Sorry, Parrish. Joel popped me. Please continue.
No, and like it just, to me, this is what befuddles me with WWE booking. Like, why would you just say, like, why can't you just let the fans have the back and forth? Like, oh my God, like, is this John Cena's like reign to become 17th time? Or like, like let's just have that debate within the fans and that lead up going in. To me, it just killed that for me. Like, I don't think Roman Reigns is even plausible to lose this match. I think he does retain his title, but we talk about who's there. I think the Usos are going to help Roman Reigns keep that championship.
Especially after losing their tag titles.
What would make me really happy is that they're all three of them are holding up their championships at the end of the night, signaling the bloodline and their dominance. I would love it if the New Day came in and kicked the crap out of them, and Big E stood tall. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston stood over the Usos, because we knew that's the best tag team feud we've seen in WWE in the last 20 years. And we see the bloodline against the New Day, and that's your go home from SummerSlam. That's your takeaway. I would be excited for that, because there's a lot of good to come out of that, especially if Big E is now being looked as the guy who could potentially take that title from Roman Reigns. I think that's a good thing for WWE. And you just made a secondary big star, internally another big star with WWE in Big E. And I think Big E is the question mark to whether or not SummerSlam is a hit or not.
You know what? I think you put it perfectly there, Parrish. Like, him winning a championship, him leaving with a WWE or Universal title tonight, would it quell everything that came out from last evening? No, not at all. But I also think it would put a bit of a dent in that, and you would have to be talking about, oh man, did you see Punk? Oh, did you see E? It wouldn't just be one thing, for lack of a better way to put it. We also forget we've got a takeover tomorrow.
It's true. It's
So
true.
Joe returns to the ring tomorrow.
Survivor Series, winner take all between the Bloodline and the New Day.
Yeah. I'd
How
be
cool
all
would
in on
that
that. That'd be fun.
Could you imagine the Bloodline versus the New Day at Extreme Rules or Survivor Series? Excuse me. I think it'd be neat. I don't have another way to put it. I would quite enjoy that. Parrish, you can even dip into FCW and NXT history with the story of E saying, "I've won the NXT title, and Roman, the head of the table, has not sniffed it." Yeah, I don't know. Give me the Roman Reigns NXT run now.
I know.
We're thinking about.
Oh,
this is going to go off the rails. So we're going to wrap her up here. I think.
So,
Parrish, we've all called our winner here in Las Vegas. Are you going Roman Reigns as well?
Yeah, I think WWE called Roman Reigns on SmackDown.
Yeah, I think by making that stipulation, I had no doubts either way.
No,
that Roman was winning, but I think once you make a stipulation like that, it's like, okay, well
I was
clearly not leaving WWE.
Well, for what it's worth, like up until he said that yesterday, I was 50-50.
Yeah.
I was 100% 50-50. And that's gone.
It's gone now.
I'm excited as hell for the match. But
50-50, like thought process leading into the thing, other than just I guess Roman's winning mentality.
Yeah. The match is going to be excellent. I'm very excited for it. The intrigue is not there anymore, to be honest with you.
Correct.
But I think that about wraps it for what we've got for announced matches. Can Joel Pearl play devil's advocate?
Oh, there it is.
We got a guest spot.
We got a guest spot to end it.
I'm going to make this very simple. If you let John Cena win the title, you give Roman Reigns the rest of the summer off while Cena does the Summer of Cena. And it's still a box office draw. And next thing you know, Roman Reigns is brought back by Adam Pearce, Sonya Deville, and they do the rematch maybe at the Smackdown in Madison Square Garden. It's still possible they do a big shock finish just to keep Roman Reigns off TV for a couple of weeks. Build him as someone who's going to get real angry when he comes back.
There you go.
There you heard it.
That's not bad.
It'll be happening. It'll be happening on the SmackDown.
That's not bad either.
I'm happy you stuck with the as well. Because, of course, this is our preview for the SummerSlam today.
The SummerSlam.
I love it. Joel, thanks for hopping on. Parrish, thanks for hopping on. Joe, thanks for hopping on. It is appreciated. And friends in the comments, thank you guys for hopping on for about the last hour and 7 minutes as JPJ, Parrish, and I challenged for the Love Wrestling Elite Championship on this edition of the P.O.S Show. JPJ, I'll let you start to close things out. Maybe give us your final thoughts, things you're most excited, least excited. I know we've recapped a lot, but here's your minute to win it, friend, and then make sure you plug your socials as well.
Yeah. What I'm most excited about tonight is I am excited that I do think we're going to get a couple surprises.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% certain what they may be, but I do think that WWE will, I do think they're going to try to answer a little bit of what happened just to kind of win back some momentum in their favor.
Yeah.
Like we talked about at the beginning, AEW kind of maybe already won the weekend before WWE's weekend started, but they have tonight and tomorrow to kind of do some stuff to try to win back some favor a little bit. So I'm expecting a couple surprises. I'm just pumped to be going to SummerSlam.
Right.
Like that is enough for me. So, regardless of how most of the matches, I feel like you already kind of know what's going to happen for a lot of them, but like just being there and it's just going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it a lot. And I see your comment, Parrish, not going to address it. You're not going to ruin my damn weekend. All right. Ruin my damn weekend. Anyway.
Where can the people find you?
Yeah, you can find me at Joseph_Poulin Jr. on the Twitter machine. I'm obviously on Love Wrestling. We do the War Report after NXT on Tuesdays and AEW on Wednesdays. And Between Two Beards with my boy Pluggo and I, Thursday nights on Love Wrestling. You can find all that stuff if you visit any of our platforms.
Parrish, would you like to close it out as you're the champion, or would you like me to do all the socials, plugs, and all that sort of stuff, and you can do your stuff right now?
Well, I just also want to make sure that you guys stay safe in Vegas. I just want to make sure that you guys do that. Close out with the socials. I'll just let the people know where they can find me. You can find me on all the social medias, whether it's the Twitter at Chris Parrish and at the Instagram at Chris.Parrish and at Twitch at the Chris Parrish. And I'd like you to welcome my new follower.
Just
Spencer,
wait.
back to you.
Just wait.
This has been another edition of the P.O.S Show, aptly named for the guy on the... I'm kidding.
Carl is right there. How dare you?
Friends, like I said earlier, like I'll continue to say, thank you for tuning into this edition of Love Wrestling Programming. There's a ton out there. There's so many people talking about pro wrestling. There's so many people doing it today, tomorrow, then, now, forever, to steal a phrase from some individuals who got pretty famous here in this wrestling business. It's appreciated as hell that you guys have taken the time for us, that you continue to take the time for us. And if you would like to continue to take the time for us, feel free to give us a follow wherever audio is listened to or videos are played. It is at Love Wrestling CA. If you want to find it all in one fell swoop, just put a dot in there. It's lovewrestling.ca. Previews, reviews, breaking news, interviews, and a whole lot more from the wide world of professional wrestling. JPJ, Parrish, always a pleasure to hang out with you guys. Always a pleasure to chat some pro wrestling. Joel, we're going to chat more today, but thanks for hopping on for the guest spot. It is appreciated. And once again, friends, I can't close out a show without saying thanks to each and every one of you who tuned in. It's appreciated. We love y'all. We love professional wrestling, and we are hopefully all going to love today's presentation of the Summerslam. Real excited. For Parrish, for JPJ, I have been Spencer Love. Throwback, Dara, everybody who tuned in today, Louie, thank you guys very, very much. We'll see you on the other side, friends. Enjoy the Summerfest.